Alright guys, it seems like the new Asphalt Legends update patch notes have finally been released, and today I will be having a proper look into all what this holiday override season patch notes has to offer, all the way from the new Spotlight to the new cars and the new India based track, which I think most of you guys already got the chance to see. So with nothing else to add, let's get straight into it, because today's video is packed with every single detail you should really know about the new update. Right as we have been getting every single Christmas update, a brand new Drive Syndicate is making its way into the game, featuring no more and no less than the Koenigsegg Chimera. That's right guys, I was waiting for a car like the Rimac Nevera Air to make its debut into Asphalt Legends, but it definitely seems like it won't be the case for now. Along the Koenigsegg Chimera you can see a brand new car in the background, which is no more and no less than the Thembo Aurora Agile, which will be one of the cars required for this upcoming Drive Syndicate. Anyways, don't worry, because I will make sure to tell you guys everything about the upcoming Drive Syndicate in a few minutes, but now let's have a look into the main dish of every update, the cars. I know that you all guys have been waiting precisely for this, so this time let's begin with the cars rather than with the special events information. First of all, we have the McLaren 750S, which I thought it was already on the game if it wasn't for the fact that this is the coupe version. This car will be available on the Legends Pass, and despite the acceleration surprised me by quite a lot, as well as the top speed, handling and nitro, I have to admit that it's just another good car to put on the shelf of good B-class cars, which are way too many at this point, for real. No regrets on this one, but wait, because there is way more cars to lock and max out from this first season, as it's the case of the Thembo Aurora Agile, a less powerful version of the S-Class Aurora we got to enjoy until now, with a huge spoiler that certainly pushes this car handling up. The top speed is nothing outrageous, pretty much the same as the Aston Martin Valhalla or the Pagani Imola. The nitro efficiency seems significantly more solid than both of the cars I have just mentioned, and the acceleration is quite good. It's a pity that this car is going to be the A-Class car you need to progress through the Drive Syndicate, which is where it will appear for the first time ever. I guess I will have no option but to max it out for the sake of science, but also because this car looks quite solid when it comes to stats. Okay, and now that I was talking about the Drive Syndicate, I have realized that the next two cars, which are the only ones we will have access to during this first season, are directly related to the Drive Syndicate itself, as it's the case of the brand new Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat Red Eye White Body. And yes guys, I am not saying that name again. This C-Class car will be the first car we will have to obtain in order to begin our painful journey within the Drive Syndicate, so as expected is nothing insane, but acceleration, mid nitro and handling, and a somewhat decent top speed for the rank where it's placed. Not my personal favorite if I am being completely honest, but you know, it's a car we will need to progress through the event, so it is what it is. At last but not least, the main dish of this season is the legendary Koenigsegg Chimera, which, if I am being completely honest with you all guys, I find quite similar to both the Koenigsegg Agera RS and the Koenigsegg One, but you know, it might be just me though. With a rank of well over 5200 points, it's well set to kick the Bugatti bolide out of the top of S-Class. While having a look at its stats, you can see how Gameloft has attempted to pursue a more balanced approach to what is a top S-Class car, with a decent acceleration paired with an above the average handling, above the average nitro efficiency, and a quite solid top speed nonetheless. That's why I fear this car might not be as floaty or as OP as other cars around this rank are, but more than ever, we will have to wait for the official test drives in order to find the truth. As for now, stats look quite balanced, nothing insane, and let's remember the middle points is oftentimes the best. Moving into the cars we will see once the second season of this update arrives, we have the Koenigsegg Aeon, which, let's be honest, is a bit of a disappointment for such an insanely good looking car. It hurts to say this, but man, not even 26 points of nitro on a gold max S-Class car is just a death sentence. Just for the sake of comparison, the Bugatti bolide has 27.5 points of nitro. And honestly, this is just sad, because I truly like this car design back when I saw it for the very first time ever. Sure thing, the acceleration is good and so is the top speed, but making the nitro efficiency so extremely weak just make this car not as fun to drive as others, and that's quite sad to me guys. Luckily, we have the brand new LEGO Technic Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport to delight our eyes with solid stats, because I can't say it looks cool. I have never been a fan of this kind of concepts on a racing game. You all guys know it since I have said it several times in the past. But since we are set to have a new bunch of LEGO cars through the upcoming year, we will have to get used to them. To me, the stats of this Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport look like the stats of the original one, with good acceleration, decent handling and a solid nitro, but a weak top speed, which is, a main detail among all the agile, acceleration and strong nitro-based cars from this game. And let me have a look. Alright, the last car from this update is the Mercedes-Benz C63 AMG Touring car, which arrived straight from Asphalt 8, just at this time as a C-Class car with decent acceleration, alrightish top speed, huge handling and a huge nitro as well. With not a single clue in regards to how this car might arrive into the game, I would dare to say that it screams car hunt or something like that, but it's too early to tell, so we can only wait as for now. What we cannot wait for though is the full list of the main events you have to look forward through this upcoming update. As the first special event of this update, we will have the Lamborghini Murcielago LP Evo special event, because that's right guys, for this update it seems like we will be getting only one single new Evo car, which we will have to check out once the update drops, as its performance might be something huge if it's true that I have something to tell you all guys in regards to the Evo nerfs later on the video. Back on the Lamborghini Murcielago, its special event will show up the 11th of December, right as the update arrives. 4 days later, the 15th of December, we will have a Grand Prix featuring the Mercedes AMG 1, which is coming back once again. Then, the 16th of December, the Drive Syndicate 13 will show up featuring the brand new Dodge Charger SRT white body, the Nissan Z GT4, the McLaren Solus GT, the Sembo Aurora Agile, the Bugatti Bolide and the Koenigsegg Chimera. I have to admit that I wasn't expecting the Bugatti Bolide to come back this early, but I guess it's because not that many had the Tartarus, so Gameloft chose to bring the Bugatti Bolide back once again. At last but not least, we will have the Jingle All The Way Spotlight featuring a ton of cars, which you can check on screen right now. This Spotlight doesn't seem to be a deal breaker, considering how it will have a Spotlight pass, as well as, a special event structure, but I will let you guys share your thoughts on the comment section. I will just say that if I knew that the original Spotlight concept would be treated this badly, I would have just released the new Spotlight events as normal special events, but that's just one of my thoughts. As a side note, the Koenigsegg CCXR will have a special hand later on the season, but I will show you more in a second. On the time limited event side, there is a bunch of them, but since most of these events will barely give you the opportunity to buy token packs to max these cars, I will just mention the best of 2025 time limited events, where we will be able to play with all the cars released through 2025, the Evo ranked events for the Ferrari Stradale and the Chevrolet Corvette, and the car hunts, which you can check on screen right now. Being completely honest, the time limited events section has always been one of the most boring ones from one patch notes into the other, hence why I prefer for you all guys to be properly informed about the car hunts, which are the most helpful events out of the entire patch. Now let's talk about something I have been waiting for since the very beginning of this video, the new track based in no more and no less than India. You all guys have seen how the new track looks from the official trailer Gameloft release a couple of days ago, and we got to see how it's a quite wide track with massive straight sections paired with some twisty ones, and in general I like the path the track itself follows. However, I have to admit that the environment could have been a bit better. What do I mean? You might be wondering. Well, it might just be me that I enjoy more urban environments, but when I compare how Buenos Aires or Paris look and then I compare this India track, you all have to agree there is a huge gap, and not even urban environments. If you have a look into the Caribbean, the jungle you can see there and the jungle from this India track are quite different in terms of detail and whatnot. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate the effort the team has put into this India track, and I genuinely believe that it's a great tribute to all the players from that country. It's just that I feel like they could have gone a bit higher in terms of details. It's clear that India is a massive country with a ton of potential location for new tracks, so it makes sense that they choose something in the middle rather than selecting a specific location like Mumbai, Delhi or somewhere close to the Taj Mahal. Not a bad track by any means, but a track that could have had more details before achieving its full potential. Okay, and talking about full potential, we have the nerfs that will take place within the next update to two specific Evo cars, the Ferrari Enzo and the SF90 Stradale. The Evo kit on the Stradale will provide less of an insane acceleration push, and on the top speed boost of the Ferrari Enzo, well, all of them will be properly adjusted since they were maybe too powerful for the rank and the class where it was placed. As unfortunate as it might sound to all of those people who invested tokens into obtaining Evo tickets for these cars, it's the most appropriate approach for these kind of situations. Luckily, nothing is final and those changes might not be the last ones on both of these cars might face. As the cherry on top of this update, we have got a ton of issues being addressed once this update arrives, but since these issues are too many to list them all, I have listed them on the images you can see on screen right now, so pause the video in case you want to have a deep look into all the problems and errors that got addressed. At this point, I don't really think that was all in regards to this new update patch notes, which I consider it a quite balanced update with no game-breaking cars being released, as well as a fairly solid new track, which is always welcome, and a ton of adjustments, which helps the game to be better than ever. However, now it's your turn, guys. What do you think about this update? Will you try to go for any of these cars? Make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section, drop your massive like, and I will see you really soon as usual with much more Asphalt content. Goodbye, guys.